Well, ladies and gents, I have not had a camera in front of me for a while. That's the actual truth. I haven't had a proper camera. Well, you know, the camera that I'm using at the moment, which is obviously my Samsung camera, which the lens got broken because I was drunk one time and didn't realise it got broken. Obviously, what's over there? Well, now I just make it a habit of keeping my camera in the cupboard just so nothing gets broken. So, blog stuff. How have I been? Not bad. Getting there. Having my good and bad days. Some days I feel a bit depressed. Some days I feel a bit crappy. Some days I feel fantastic. It just depends on my frame of mind. It also depends on if I'm having a bad, in the sense of like just, you know, allergies and shit acting up. That's normally when that's frustrating. That's extremely frustrating sometimes when I'm doing things. Oh, I apologise. I just had garlic toast. It's sort of trying to digest. How am I feeling? Reasonable. I've been trying to do more of my own project stuff. As you know, recently I started a website a while back, which has been going pretty well. I've been doing a lot of streaming. I've been doing a massive amount of streaming, in fact. Actually, surprisingly, the bigger amount of streaming than I thought I would be actually doing. But streaming's been pretty good so far. I'm making it. I'm getting there. Let's just adjust this camera a bit. There we go. Trying to keep myself busy with that. I've been doing stuff with my family, helping my family out. Recently I've been getting rid of some negative people in my life as well. That's also part of it. Got rid of those negative people, but just because somebody was negative at the time, or you felt they had a negative effect in certain aspects, it doesn't mean that you don't necessarily miss them. But you know what? I mean, look, at the end of it, I come to the conclusion I'm not going to hold on to that shit if I can help. If I can help it at all. It's easier not to hold on to it and just let it go and leave it alone, to be honest. So I'm just going to walk away from it. It's just easier. Even though I admit sometimes it's hard for me to let go of things, a lot of things in my life, that includes how I think about things and how I observe the world around me. Sometimes I do hold on to things without meaning to, and I know that's a generally a bad habit of mine, so yeah, I definitely call it a bad habit. Aside from that, I've been just keeping myself busy with YouTube stuff, but I've also been doing a lot of streaming as well. Gaming on and off when I get the chance. I've also been doing repairs. I've been building PCs. I built two in the last few weeks, and I sold one not that long ago, about a week or two ago. Probably about a week ago. I sold one about a week ago. It's been in good nick. It's still working. It was working fantastically, and the client haven't had any complaints, and they've got my number anyway if they need to get in contact with me. I got a new computer which I'm testing, or going to be testing. I'm going to be testing that for the next 3 weeks. I may add more parts to it, so it just depends. I may charge a little more for it, depending on the situation, of course. What else? What else is there? Trying to keep myself busy, obviously. Sorry, just answering my friend. So I'm trying to keep myself busy, trying to keep myself focused as well. My dad did a heap of work with putting. Well, I helped him a bit, obviously not. He pretty much moved all the stuff because it was his end of the garage and everything else. He moved a lot of the stuff around. I did give him a bit of a hand, like, you know, because he had to lay the carpet and everything else. There's a few heavy things that he wanted me to lift, so I could put carpet underneath and everything else. But carpet in there now, it looks great. The repair bench looks freaking perfect. I'm actually quite impressed with it, and it looks wonderfully great. Everything's in the right place. It all really feels like it's come together. I'll be honest, it really does feel like it's come together in comparison to what it was. Because it was really, it was shithouse. No, it was generally just It was pretty much shithouse because it looked. at Dad's end of the garage, he hadn't really cleared much room for the air conditioner and things like that. And then, you know, at my end it was a little bit messy, but I fixed it up. And then there was no real carpet covering on my end of the place either. Well, we put that down as well, so it was me and Dad laying that carpet on the side of my place, on the side of, on my side of the workshop as well. So not too bad. Can't complain too much. So I might actually show it to you for now. That way, shoot. Where am I? Where's my keys? They're in my pocket. Yes, they are. So this place is looking really, really good. Or I think it's looking really, really good. I think it's looking spectacularly fine indeed. Just find my keys. Okay, let's open it up. Have a look in here. Now, obviously, it's not perfect, but you know, it'll work for what we need it for. Dad's organised this side, you know, he's done a few things with his tools and everything else. Hoping I can put the air conditioner there, which I'll probably have to move that lawnmower over. I want to do it. And of course I've got to get power up that side of the house, up that side of the garage. Then you got here. I'm going to use that as a drinks fridge for summer, when I'm out here and stuff like that. That's the machine I'm working on currently. And this, of course, is... Those machines need to be picked up by someone. They just haven't come around to pick them up yet. Waiting on them, pretty much. I'll probably give the person a call in question about those to find out exactly what's going on with them. So we got that, and this, of course, the workbench machine. Everything else is a spare case there. As you can see, air compressor. So it's not looking too bad. It's looking good. My tools, a few tools and stuff like that down in the corner there. Printer, desk and everything else. It's not looking too bad though. I want to put this Kogan air conditioner right there. So that one, right over there. And it's going to do heating and it's going to do cooling. So just basically make the place a lot cooler and, you know, in certain circumstances it's probably going to be better in general. What else we got? I think that's pretty much it for now. Well, that's pretty much... It's looking good. It's not looking shitty or anything like that. So, you know, I'm pretty happy with the extent that it's gone from. Yeah, so happy as Larry about that. Just gonna lock that up anyway. Right. So there's that. Now, aside from that area, which is looking a lot better now, my room is a bit of a mess. Not too messy, just haven't made the bed and things like that. So, mind you, depends on how I'm feeling in certain circumstances. I mean, the bed's made sort of, it's half and half. Sort of made, sort of not. So, the original modem, as I said, which at this point, trying to work out whether I'll sell it. Maybe. See, the problem is I don't want to sell it, and then if I do, which I don't think I'm going to, pretty sure I won't be moving again, but if that does happen, you know, I might get VDSL or ADSL again, which I'm hoping I wouldn't have to put up with that again, but you never know. We'll see how it goes. But so far everything's working pretty well. I'm doing pretty good today. Bit tired, mainly because I slept yesterday, but it was a really fucking weird sort of sleep where I had these stupid ass dreams and I didn't feel like I was actually sleeping. I didn't feel well rested when I woke up later. I'm guessing it's just frame of mind at the time, and I was, I don't know, probably just needed to relax, that's all. So, aside from that, keeping myself busy doing my own stuff, trying to find myself as well. In between that, checking auctions, checking other things, doing my YouTube, as well as checking emails on a regular basis, so sorting for a lot of freaking spam. I hate spam. And I think I want to start going out and doing a bit more photography stuff, so I might see if at some point I just go around the neighbourhood, take a few photos of different things. Just get a gist of what's going on in the neighbourhood, you know, generally speaking. It'd be cool to do that. Just, well, not just that, it's just, I don't know whether I'll go out now. It's still the middle of the day, so probably towards the afternoon, maybe. I don't know. Closer to 5 o'clock, I guess. Might just have a look around. I mean, there's a lot of bad area, to be honest. I've been up to the takeaway shop, up the road, and they're pretty good for the sense of food. Chemist is pretty cool. I've been in there as well. Haven't been to the IGA up there, but I'm guessing, you know, as I said, most of the time with IGA, though, they're always freaking expensive when it comes to pricing for food and, you know, whether it's drink or not, food or drink. Neighbourhood itself, fairly quiet most of the time. Occasional argument from, you know, people arguing with different people, but then the other side of it too is, I don't know, I've probably had a couple of times where I've been drunk and I've like yelled at my top lines for something because I was fucking playing a game about the shits with it. Aside from that, I've just been trying to establish myself, I guess. Create some more online stuff and everything else as I've been doing, so like my website, which is not going to YouTube. I've been trying to contribute more to that, obviously, and that's been something that's been my primary drive and focus. Clearly there's going to be more. There's going to be a lot more, and there's going to be things I'm going to be doing with different builds and things of that nature. Don't know what's going to involve. I'm looking forward to the Zen architecture, actually, that's AMD's releasing, so that looks pretty cool. Aside from that, I've been binge watching a few series on Stan and Netflix, and I think that's part of my problem. I've been a little bit lazy lately. This is just binge watching shit, you know, in general. But the other side of it too is I haven't felt 100% because my allergy stuff just has been acting up, you know, sneezing and crap. And that's normally because, you know, just like, oh fuck, I feel like shit today. It's like I can't function. Why? What is wrong with me? I need to actually get my hands on some. I might order it next week. Well, depending on the situation. Maybe next week I'll order myself some nasal spray just so I can get that up me, and I should help with some of the stuff. Antihistamines aren't too bad. I don't mind antihistamines. They help with some of the stuff, especially the nasal cloggages. See, on top of that, also I get sinus headache, and the problem with sinus headache is it does affect my ability to concentrate sometimes in certain situations. So, yeah. Am I tired? Yeah, a little bit at the moment. Just had some garlic toast. Had a few cups of coffee. Feeling reasonably full of energy at the moment. What else have I been doing? I mean, the things that have changed around the house since we moved in. I mean, my room is a bit of a mess at the moment anyway, but okay, so you got over here, we got my dad's new 4K TV that he bought, which wasn't too bad. It was actually an Aldi TV. Pretty cool. He's been watching a lot of Netflix and stuff on it, so he's been pretty happy with that. He's like, sorry, Netflix and Stan, because I created a separate account thing. Well, not an account, but like a separate username for him, so he can watch stuff on my account, and that's not a problem because I've got multiple devices anyway. Do a few dishes, obviously. There's a few dishes in the sink I've got to do. Aside from that, my dad's, it used to be mine, but the old Sony smart TV that used to be my monitor, but I gave to my dad, conked out, died completely. I just turfed it because I couldn't be bothered. I mean, I'd probably have to replace the entire logic board, to be honest. I didn't see the point in trying to do that, so now my dad is using his old 32-inch TV as a monitor. So far, so good. I'm not doing too bad with it. To be honest, I wouldn't mind getting I'd say I wouldn't mind getting like a monitor. I wouldn't mind getting a monitor for my room. Buy another 1080p monitor for my room and give Dad the old Samsung Smart TV thing here. Because the problem with this is that it only has a resolution of 720p, and it's not exactly 720p. It's sort of, what the hell is it? Hello, there we go, Joe. Yeah, it only really has. Because I've tried running it on 1080p, but it just looks like shit, to be honest. So, the native resolution is 1360 by 780 by 768. So it's not exactly 1080p. I mean, it's not exactly 720p. It's sort of very close to it, or above it. Actually, it's a bit above it. So I mean, it works. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't look particularly crash hot. Textures and text and stuff just doesn't come out very well. Some of the colours are a bit fucked in that sense, and some of the text itself is. It depends on what resolution you sort of set it to, but I mean, this resolution is okay to read. But you try to set it to 1080p, it looks like crap. Because this panel can do 1080p, because I did try doing it with 1080p, and it did seem to be able to do it. Weird though, saying that was it on this? Was it on this, or was it on something else that? Yeah, I think it might have been this. It's weird that I have actually set this to 1080p before, and it doesn't come out too bad. But it's sort of weird. Okay, I'll give you an example. So 30 hertz. So we'll just go that 60. Let me just apply it, and you can see exactly what it looks like. I mean, it's just not the clear. It's not the clearest thing. I mean, it might be okay to watch TV or something like that on it, but aside from that, no, it's not really good for like using the computer on a regular basis, because a lot of the text gets sort of fucked up, you know. Don't get me wrong; it's not a bad TV. It does a good job as a TV. It just doesn't do a great job as a monitor. So, yep, that's pretty much at this point. I'm just like, well, what the fuck? At some point, I'd like to give Dad my old, because I bought two of those Samsung monitors. The original monitor had like a 3D TV thing built in, and the next one over that had was just a basic model with like Wi-Fi display or something like that. It had some extra features, but still the same thing as a smart TV, but it was basically sort of different to that anyway. So yeah, at this point, he's got that, and I'm sort of, it's going to annoy me up until the point that I do change it out, to be honest, and that's something I actually want to do. I want to change it out at some point, if I can. We will see how it goes, and see which direction it heads. As you can see, there's the bird. Hello, bird. Hello, hello. In a place called Vertigo. Hello. Anyway. Shit, I'm tripping over shit. I'm tripping, man, I'm tripping. Alright, so what I would like to do at this point in time is I'd like to see if I can get a new monitor for myself, and then I'll give Dad my old one. It's probably going to get around the same size, probably about 27 inch, and it's just going to be basically maybe like a curved sort of monitor or something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Aside from that, it's just been one of those. I don't know. See, I'm tired at the moment. That is part of my issue. That's part of the problem. Right at this moment, I'm just tired, and it's just the fact that I felt like I slept, but I didn't. It's sort of strange, weird sort of thing. To not sleep or sleep in certain situations. Aside from that, God, see, I'm repeating myself. Fixed recently, fixed clients. Well, there's a few different clients that I've had over the past few weeks. Haven't had any recently. I've had a few people inquire about repairs, and I've given them a cost, and they haven't got back to me about whether they want to get the repair done or not. I've had about 3 or 4 people. Just I've told them the cost, and they haven't got back to me. So at this point, of course, basically I'm just doing a lot of YouTube and a lot of streaming. That's pretty much what I've been trying to do on a regular basis, if I can help it. I've got to keep my head above water, sort of thing. And in between that, relax, clear my head a bit, and try and focus on good things. I mean, I don't know. I'm always going to have my negative days or my negative shit. Negative shit happens regardless of the situation, but it's always the way, isn't it? Sometimes you have negative crap happen to you, sometimes you have good crap happen to you, just depends on the situation. So, as you know, I got my recent router, and I've been looking at the app. Actually, it's not a bad little app. It's called TP-Link Tether, so it's not too bad. It's got a bunch of features. You can basically turn on your parental controls, block devices. You can also check devices. I believe you can disconnect devices. You can set the guest network to. You can share passwords. Internet connection stuff. It just tells you basically what your IP address and everything else, and where your primary DSNs are and stuff like that. And what else? You can block, and then you got system settings, of course, which is reboot factory defaults and log out. There's also password change and a firmware update option as well, if you just want to control the device from here. I have the same sort of thing with the Netgear Genie, which I thought the only thing about the Netgear Genie that I liked was that there was a special Wi-Fi testing thing that could tell you exactly what your Wi-Fi strength was in different parts of the house and stuff. But since this is pretty strong so far from what I can tell with Wi-Fi, because at the other end of the house I've got the other router. Well, at the other end of the house the signal wasn't that good to start with. I think everything's been strengthened up because of the fact that the way that router is designed, it's a dual-core processor, so it can take on simultaneous tasks. I was finding the problem I was having with my old router is it just didn't seem to have enough grunt to push everything through at once when I needed it to be done. So, basically I needed a router that could throw as much shit at it as possible. Aside from that, I think I've just been trying to keep myself busy. And of course Christmas. Christmas is coming up too. It was recently my birthday. Birthday wasn't too bad. I guess I missed I missed having some old friends around that